Hello and welcome back to SkyFactory 3 with Haley. As you can see, we've got a nice little farm going back here. So let's pick up where we left off last week. Let's get back around there. Last week we did go ahead and start on our farm, and I did expand the farm a little bit. As you can see, I have another inferium crop. The three that I had planted originally, they did grow to maturity. As you can see, as these have grown to maturity as well. So I went ahead and took the additional essence that we had from the marble farm and made an additional inferium crop. So we're going to hopefully get enough soon to have one whole quadrant here full of inferium seeds. I also went ahead and expanded upon our auto pulverizing situation here. We have the power that's going into our original auto hammerer, and I went ahead and made two additional auto hammerers, so you can see how the first auto hammerer is pulling the cobblestone directly from the cobbles, turning it into gravel. Our second one is pulling that gravel and turning that into sand automatically. And I just put our little our capacitor bank that had pulled from power from the lava generator, so that'll get going. And I did also had it moved over to the third option here, where it pulls in the sand and it's turning the sand into dust. And you see that one's out of power. So this week we're going to go ahead and fully automate this. We have to find a way to get the power to all three of these machines, so I don't have to continuously move the basic capacitor bank from one station to the other. The lava generator, it generates 80 RF per tick, and each one of these actually consume 20 RF per tick. So I'm making more than enough power to be able to power all three of these at once. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to pull the power from each one of these sources over. How we're going to do that, there are items in our pack called energy conduits. Oops, can't spell energy. E-N-E-R. There we go. Energy conduits. And there's three different tiers. They can pull three different levels of RF. The first tier, which is the basic one, it pulls 640 RF per tick. And the next one's 5,000 and then 20,000. We don't have that much power right now, so we're just going to look at the basic. The energy conduits are just made from conduit binders, which is made from binder composite, which is just a combination of gravel, sand, and clay. It also requires some conductive iron. Now this is where it's going to get a little tricky. Conductive iron is made from materials. It's an alloy actually between iron and redstone. Now we're going to need 3 of those, and this is the recipe from the alloy smelter, but I think I can make it directly in our smeltery here by using molten conductive iron. And see, the molten conductive iron is made from redstone and iron. So let's just try and see if this works. Let's go ahead and grab 3 pieces of redstone. Grab 1, 2, 3. And I have made plenty of iron because I needed to. We're going to make the sieve this episode as well if we don't run out of time. So let's go ahead. Let's see. Oh, I may already have enough in there. Oops, get out of there. So I was smelting. Let's see, we have 1 more block and 5 ingots. So let's just use those 5 ingots and smelt this redstone and see how that alloys up. See, also this episode, while that's cooking, I want to talk about, let's hop into our book. We want to see how much we can finish off on this farming age. So there's just a few more achievements here. The first one here, make a watering can. That's going to help in improving the speed of making this essence. Actually, let me go ahead and grab these 3 that are already mature so we can start growing more. So let's look at the recipe for a watering can. And there are different levels of watering cans. Looks like we have a basic watering can. I think you have to fill this up with water each time. There's actually a bar on it. But what I'm looking for is something a little bit more automated. You may have to fill this one up as well, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. So this watering can will water items in a 3x3 area, and it requires an initial watering can. So let's go ahead and get that made up here. Where's my gotten turned around here. Everything's all new. So let me go around the corner. Let's see, make this watering can, we're going to need a bowl. And a bowl is just three wooden planks. It gives us 4 bowls, which is more than we actually need. And then we're going to surround that bowl with 4 pieces of stone. As you can see, it gives us a watering can that does nothing. But if we come over here and fill it up, and I'm just holding it down over this water source so you can see the bar is actually filling up with water. And now the bar is full, and you can see this just waters one little square here. And if you look at the bottom, you can see our bar for our watering can is emptying out. So we're going to take this watering can and we're going to turn it into a better watering can, which is just 4 pieces of iron and a piece of bone meal. And we should have bone meal from our sieving earlier. We do. So let's just toss our piece of bone meal up here. And let's grab, get that finished cooking. Let's grab 4 pieces of iron. Toss this iron block up here for right now. So we put our 4 pieces of iron, and that turns into a different type of watering can that is a 3x3 area. I don't see the progress bar on this, so it doesn't look like it has to be refilled. We'll find out over time. But hopefully the watering can, the concept is that it will make your crops grow faster. So instead of having to wait for days and days, you can see this one's already at 86%, and it does a 3x3 area. This one finished off. Let's grab that. So I'll be able to get a lot more Inferium Essence between episodes. Oop, that cleaned off very quickly as well. I'll also be able to use it on our crops. Apparently if I'm hovering over it, it'll automatically harvest them as well. So I'm just because I'm right clicking on them. But you can see how fast those crops are actually growing now. So we'll be able to get a lot more, our crops a lot faster. So I'll do that between episodes because we're going to need a lot of that Inferium Essence for to get into the mystical crops. How are we doing on our redstone over here? Let's see. Okay, so our redstone smelted, and our it combined with the 3 iron ingots that were currently already in here. And so we have 3 iron ingots of molten conductive iron. Now, I don't know if I talked about this before, but if the item that you want is on top of a different metal or different liquid, you can just click on the one that you want to come out first, and it brings it down to the bottom. So those 2 iron ingots at the top, we'll just leave those in, and we'll go ahead and make the molten conductive iron. The other item we needed was, let's see, energy conduits. Energy conduits. There we go. We needed to make the conduit binder, which is the binder composite. So I need sand, gravel, and clay. Do I have any clay left over? No, I have grout. Let's take some of our dust that we made earlier, and we'll get a couple pieces of clay going here. So I should have my bucket to put into my barrels here. See our bucket. I'm just going to put this right around this corner. 1, 2, 3. So we just do 1, 2, 3. Drop our dust. Gives us our clay. And of course we already have gravel. Do we have gravel in here? Oh, don't have gravel in here. They're all over here. No, I think it was gravel over there. Sand is what I didn't have. All right, so let's just grab some of this sand from up here. And I could have sworn I saw gravel in here. I think I'm seeing things. So we'll grab a half a stack of gravel as well. Get that. That's going to give me more than what I actually need. And the clay, do I need to turn it into clay balls? I think so. Yeah, the clay needs to be turned into clay balls. So let's just break down these items here. This is going to give me more than enough, and you'll see why in just a second. There we go. Go over that. And let's make our binder composite. And I'm just going to go ahead and just make 8 for right now. Let's put the rest of this back down here. And if you smelt that binder composite, each one of these will give us our conduit binder. And let me show you that first one is how many you give. So I put 8 in here, but each one of those 8 will, each one of those will turn into 2. So that'll give me 16. Let's grab this conductive iron and let that clean up. Get that our last piece. Alrighty, any day now. There we go. And we should have our conduit binder. We needed 6 conduit binders and 3 of the conductive iron. That gives us 8 energy conduits. So I'm going to go ahead and put our conduit binder on top of our lava generator here. I'm going to go ahead and move this one as well. So our basic capacitor bank that's pulling from our lava generator, I'm just going to set that in front of our lava generator, and it'll still pull from the side there. So I'm going to pull directly from the lava generator, and I'm going to right click on it and just want to extract power. And I want it to put power directly into our auto hammer, which is doing right next to it. But I want it to also pull power over to these other 2 auto hammers. So if I just go ahead and click, oops, over here, make sure that grabs over. And then you can see this one has started gaining power. And we have power pulling from our other auto hammers as well. I actually didn't even have to set this. I actually just want to insert power into those. If you had a basic capacitor bank where you wanted to pull and pull power at the same time, sorry, I had a little hiccup there, you would use that option of in and out. So it looks like we're getting all of our auto hammers. They're just going to town. And we are still making just enough power. We're generating 80 RF per tick. We're using 60 RF per tick because each one of these uses 20. And so we should be gaining at a speed of about 20 RF per tick. So that should feed back up pretty quickly. I don't know if we'll have enough lava that's going to pull through. So we'll keep an eye out on our lava. Looks like it's using it pretty quickly. So we may have to look at making another crucible that will pull to make more lava to go into the generator. So we'll take a look at that in between episodes. I'll monitor that. The last thing I wanted to do, well, not the last thing, let's look at our book. So we made a watering can. Let's talk about SNAD. We talked about it a little bit earlier about how SNAD is made from an what's that? It's a mod in here called SNAD, and the achievement in here just talks about how apparently cactus grows faster. Was it cactus that it says? Sugarcane, not cactus. Sugarcane grows faster on SNAD than it does on just regular sand. So we're going to test that. I just made a couple pieces of SNAD here, and I'm going to put those, I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one here. So we have, make sure, did I lose that piece of sand? Where'd it go? Oh, well, maybe I lost a piece. Couldn't have fallen anywhere. But we have, as you see, this one is SNAD, this one's sand, and this one's SNAD. So I'm just going to put some basic sugar cane on top of, oh, there it is, put all the way over there, on top of each of these pieces, and we'll see if the 2 pieces that have SNAD actually grow faster. So let me put the rest of the sugar cane up here. We talked about the auto sieve. S-I-E, there we go. No, not auto hammerer. Sieve, there we go. The auto sieve is just made from a couple blocks of iron, 2 pieces of iron ingots, and glass panes. Glass panes are actually made from regular glass, and we get glass from actually smelting sand. So I'm gonna go ahead and smelt. I think I need 6 pieces in order to start that going. It's going to require our current sieve. So let me grab this up here. and 2 blocks of iron, it said, and 2 iron ingots. So let's see if that glass is cooked up here. Oh, it's cooked so slow. All right, so we're going to take our 2. Oh, I'm actually going to need this crafting this crafting table to make the glass panes. All right, so let's I'm taking a look at my list here. Sorry. While the glass is cooking, let's look at something with the mob grinder. We were looking at this hopper, this absorption hopper. The absorption hopper is an eye of ender and surrounded by some obsidian and just a regular hopper. The eye of ender is made by blaze power and ender pearls. The blaze power we got from sifting, I think it comes from sifting dust. Let's see. Yes, it comes from sifting dust. So we have plenty of that from earlier. And we got some ender pearls. As you see, I have the mob grinder off here for a second. Oh, and there's my phone ringing. Sorry about that. We have some ender pearls coming in here. Let me get back. Sorry about that. We have our ender pearls coming over here. So we can make one of those eyes of ender. Let's see. We just combine these 2 items here. We give our eye of ender. We already have 2 of the obsidian showing here. So we just need to make 1 more. We got our obsidian contraption going. One thing I didn't check was we never had this covered, and sometimes when it rains, even though we don't have, well, okay, so apparently maybe they fixed it in that. If you don't have this covered and it's raining, sometimes water will go into this bottom barrel, but it looks like that hasn't happened. I'm going to grab a bucket of lava. Yeah, the lava is going down much faster than how much is actually being pulled into the lava generator. So I'll make an additional crucible over a lava source, so we'll have more lava to be able to pull it. I'll probably pull it out here, make some spaces out there for some more lava. So anyway, I just need to make 1 more obsidian, and then we're going to make a hopper, which is let me just take this down here. How are we doing on our glass? Oh, glass is all done. We'll finish this up first, and then we'll come back and talk about the auto sieve. The hopper is just made from a chest surrounded by, grab that chest, surrounded by 5 pieces of iron. We have plenty of iron going right now. So I'm going to grab this. So we put the hopper surrounded by 3 of the obsidian, eye of ender, and we get our absorption hopper. So the concept that's going to do is that anytime we kill these mobs and it drops all this nice little fancy stuff, if I set my hopper here, or down here apparently, it pulls, I believe it says, any vacuums up items and XP orbs in a 7x7 area. And that 7x7 area should be plenty to capture anything that dies right around these spikes here. You can configure this, and I've never configured this before. So it looks like there's a north, south, east, and west. And if I look at our little mini map up here, let's see, looks like we are facing east. So I want it to come out to the west side, possibly. Hold on. We're facing east right now. I want it to come out to the north side. So this should be north. So if I do north, what are my options here? Items can come out on this side, or fluids, or none. So if I hit items, there we go. See, it has a little bump mark that comes out. And I'm going to go ahead and choose fluids on the south side. There we go. And what I'll do, and we'll do this next episode, is all the XP that actually drops is going to pull into the absorption hopper. And it looks like there's a meter here that's going to fill up. So we'll test this. And our items, they'll go ahead and stack. See, it pulled the torch into it. They'll fill up in this little section here, but we can move our chest over and set that right next to our absorption hopper, and I'll pull those items directly into our chest for us. So next week we'll go ahead and make that that tank is what I'm going to actually make. I may make it off. Well, no, the thing is holds enough. I can't think about what I want now. But you should be able to see our fluids go into here, and that'll be all of the experience that drops when the mobs are killed. So let's go ahead and finish up what we were starting on. We'll talk about the auto sieve. The auto sieve takes glass panes. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 glass panes. Should take 2 iron ingots, 2 iron blocks, and a sieve in the middle. And there we go. We have an auto sieve. And if the auto sieve, I'll need to make some more of these transfer nodes off camera. But the concept is the auto sieve will pull directly from our sieve here. So let's just, do I have any? I don't have any transfer nodes. Let me double check. Oh great, it is raining again. Always rains in this pack. I'll make some more transfer nodes off camera. But we do have enough to pull for some power. So we'll set our first one here. Actually, let me see. So I want to set it right where it's next to it. So I'm just putting a block here on top of that. So there's our auto sieve. Got a little fella in it. I can turn, or is that a lady in there? Dustin is the skin of the person that's in there. So we can put our mesh. I guess our mesh goes in our bottom. And we're going to go ahead and just pull power. Let's see how much power this uses. This uses 20 RF per tick as well. So this is going to use all the power that the lava generator is pulling, or generating. So this generates 80. We're already using 60. So I definitely will make another lava generator, which I know I'll definitely need to make more crucibles to get kind of an automated lava situation coming out here. So if I go ahead and just take some of this gravel and I toss it into our auto sieve, you can see it starts to sieve. And our little fella in here, or lady, I think it's a lady. There she goes. You can see her. She's actually just sieving. That little arm just going right on the town. So we can actually have this set up where, like I said, I'm going to make some more transfer nodes where we'll pull the gravel into this one, it'll pull the sand into another one, and it'll pull the dust into another one. So we'll just get a whole little automated section going. And as you can see, the pieces, after it sieves, those pieces just go into our little grid here. So it's like an interior storage of however much is going on there. Well, that's all we wanted to cover for today. Oh, and we can see that the snad, those 2 blocks of snad have grown faster than the original sand. So let's see what we can check off. So we did prove to the world that the sand grows sugarcane faster than a block of snad. Let's check that off. And we made our watering can. So we just have a cow and a jar to make, and that's going to be very interesting. Will require an anvil. I've never done it before, but I've seen it. So we'll see if I can actually do that. But in between episodes, I'll spend time trying to get some things set up over there. I know this episode is running long, but I'm going to show you the tank, unless they changed it. Let's see. There's a lot of different fluid tanks. So I guess just make a basic fluid tank. And that's just made from iron bars and some iron ingots and glass. So if I actually set that fluid tank next to our, I didn't turn on the mop grinder. And get a switch going. Set the fluid tank next to our mop grinder here. You can see that if there was experience, there should have been experience pulled through. But we did go ahead and get our loot bags and everything pulled back in. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode for now. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, click the like button, leave some comments, give me some ideas of what you would like to see me do in this pack. But until next time, bye!